Hey there, it's Melanie Sobosinski, and I'm going to talk about food today. So, food's great, right? We either love it or we hate it. I feel like that's kind of how people see it. So, either you're just eating all the food with no problem, no issue, no nothing, or you kind of sometimes have this relationship of it being the enemy. So, what do I mean by that? I mean diets. Okay? And I know you're going to get like, well, she's always talking about this, but can I just preface this as your relationship with food affects your relationship with your body. It affects the way you eat and what you think of food. And I can tell you that I was at a place where food was a freaking enemy because it was restriction on top of restriction, 1200 calorie on top of 1200 calorie, or should I be eating 1800 calorie? Just all these numbers. So I'm going to give you 8 tips on how to have a healthier relationship with food. And you may be asking, do I have an unhealthy relationship with food? Based on my experience, education, in working with clients, about 95% of the people out there have an unhealthy relationship with food. You get to decide whether it's healthy or unhealthy, but let me just ask you this. So maybe you're just emotionally exhausted from dieting and you just jump from diet to diet to diet and you're like, okay, what's going to work next? And you're chasing the diet. Unhealthy relationship with food right there. You think, no, it's a diet. I just want the diet. I want to lose weight. Let me connect the dots. Maybe you're missing out on having fun with your friends because I can't have that. It doesn't fit my macros. Or I can't have that. I'm tracking because I need to fit in a size 2 pants that I wore in 2nd grade for my reunion next week. Unhealthy relationship with food. Okay? Maybe you're struggling with your body image and you're looking for that next diet to help you feel comfortable in your skin. And diets lead to unhealthy relationships with food, especially when it continually goes. Now, don't get me wrong, diets are going to work in the beginning, but if you've been on the same diet since you have ever first started dieting, please let me know. If you've never had to change anything about it, please let me know, okay? Because sometimes when we don't get the results we're looking for, it leads to an unhealthy relationship with food and your body, and then it affects a lot of other areas of your life. So let's talk about my 8 little tips, okay? Now, a lot of people don't quite get what this one means when I say eat mindfully. I work on this with a lot of my clients. I work on this in my Balance 360 program, but it's like, hey, why aren't we listening to our body? Why aren't we giving our body what it needs? Why are we restricting so much? So listen to your body, give it what it needs, and I'm going to tell you what, it's going to do what it's supposed to do. Now, you may be thinking, I always think about what I'm eating. Yeah. Which way are you thinking about it? Are you thinking about it as a number? Are you thinking about it to move the scale one way or the other? Are you thinking about it because there's this, wedding? Why are you thinking about what you're eating? Are you being mindful and are you enjoying your food? Just ask yourself that. So my next tip is eat everything. What in the world does that mean? Eat everything does not mean eat everything at once. Eat everything that you see, eat everything that's out there. Quit restricting that fucking food. Because what happens when you restrict it, and I will put this out here every time, if someone said to me, hey, guess what? You can't have pizza. There you go. But I always, I'm going to eat pizza. I don't care if you tell me that or not. Or coffee. I'm going to have that, right? But if someone says to me, on this diet, liver and onions is off limit. I have never eaten liver and onions in my life, but you better bet your ass that I'll want them. I will, whatever it is. I will want liver and onions. So stop restricting. Eat everything. Not all at once, right? Moderation is great. I love moderation. There's no good or bad food. Stop thinking it's a cheat. Stop thinking you fell off the wagon. If it's all allowable, you will not binge. I promise you. I just had a conversation with one of my clients this morning on our one-on-one call, and she was like, it was like a complete epiphany for her. And I was like, we have not put you on a diet. We have not restricted anything, but look. Those things, like the pan of brownies that's sitting on the counter, maybe I just want a little bit. Oh, I'm on a diet, but I'll just take just a little cheat. And then you fall off the wagon because you're like, well, I better eat them while they're here because I'm on a diet and I can't eat them tomorrow, right? So eat everything. I know that sounds crazy, but I hope I explained that in that one. How about this one? Why are we not eating when we're hungry? Oh man, I have totally maxed out my macros for the day and it's 4 p.m, or I've maxed out my points by 10 in the morning and I'm freaking hungry. Your body is telling you something and you are ignoring it. I will tell you that your body is the smartest machine in the world should you feed it properly. Eat when you're hungry. Because guess what? When you get hangry, that whole pan of brownies that's restricted may get eaten, right? And then we do this emotional eating and the binge eating and then we're guilty. So, dude, listen to your body. If your car has that little light that comes on and says, sweetheart, I'm almost out of gas, what do? Unless you're like me, you wait till you're down to 2 miles to the empty. But you go and get gas. You know you have to get gas or you are not getting to the next destination. Same thing with your body. Stop eating when you're satisfied. Know that feeling. That's part of mindful eating. Like, I'm satisfied. Not, oh my God, I ate so much I'm going to puke. Eat until you are satisfied. And you'll know those feelings when you practice mindful eating. You'll understand, like, oh, I'm satisfied. I'm not completely full. And I want to puke. And then I feel like crap. And I can't move. Like, yeah, that happens on Thanksgiving and all those things. But know when you're satisfied. Know that the foods you're eating are satisfying your hunger and they'll keep you full longer. Okay? So my next one is give yourself permission to enjoy eating. I once had someone that said, I don't enjoy a damn thing that I eat. I eat just to fit my macros. And I was like, unhealthy relationship with food right there. Unhealthy. Like, food should taste good. You could be that little kid eating the chicken nuggets going, do it, right? Enjoy it, okay? Know your limits and limit your, I don't remember what I said about that the other day, but don't worry about what I just said there. Enjoy your food. Don't be like, oh, God, this is gross rice. And, sometimes I see what people are posting and I'm like, do you like that? And sometimes they don't, but they're just eating it because they need to move the scale, which is kind of where I'm moving in the next couple of tips. Stop making up for a bad meal or a cheat or a slip up or a had a bad day. We do this and we look at exercise as a punishment and then we look at food as the enemy. Bad relationship with food. Okay? So stop using food as the makeup of, I ate too much yesterday, so today I have to eat less. Or I ate too much and now I have to work out 4 times as hard. You are jacking up your hormones by doing that and a whole lot of other things. So stop. Unhealthy relationship right there. Don't eat just to lose weight. Don't eat to move the scale. I kind of talked about this like 2 tips ago. We are so obsessed with numbers. We are so obsessed with that scale. That needs to stop. Put it in the closet if you are so obsessed over it and that number lets you figure out how your day is going to go. If you're just eating to lose weight, wrong reason. Wrong reason. You should be eating to nourish your body. You should be eating to fuel your body and give it energy and to feel good. Because when you're like, oh, I have to restrict, I have to lose weight, like how's that working for you? How is your life feeling for you right now? Because I know for me, it was miserable AF. And I know a lot of my clients that come to me are like, oh my God, I can't even. Unhealthy relationship with food. And we don't recognize that because this is kind of how society puts in our head. This is how much you should have as fat grams. This is what your points are for the day. This is what your little container said. Whatever it is, whatever you've been using. And you're like, why is this not working? Because the relationship with food has gone south, right? Maybe it worked for you 3 years ago and now you're like, I just want to feel like I was then. Well, what was it that made you feel that way? Was it really the diet? Was it? Ask yourself that. So that I added in. That's not even part of it. Okay, so here's my last one. Stop letting food interfere with your daily life, right? A healthy life is healthy balance with food and all the things, okay? But for most of us, it's like food is where we're at with things. And we're letting that interfere with our day. Like, oh my God, I can't go here because at this time I have to be eating. Or at this time, I'm done eating, so I can't go out with my friends. Or it's interfering because, oh my gosh, they're going for pizza and there's so much fat and carbs and oh my gosh, I can't even eat it. Do you remember the part where I said eat when hungry and enjoy your food? Guys, if you're finding yourself going like, oh my God, this is, like if you even are like 2 of these 8 things, your relationship with food really needs to be re-examined. Because I'm going to tell you what, it started out real slow with me. It started out with me just counting and thinking that 1,200 calories was enough to keep myself going. And it led to a lot of things, right? A lot of things. And it took some changing of habits, and it took me opening my mind to something other than the fact that I thought I needed a diet or to be a specific size to be happy. So some people are like, well, I just don't know where to start. I don't know how to get from point A to point B because I've always done this vicious roller coaster, this emotional cycle of the diet, and it worked for me for a while, but now it's just not working. So have no fear. I've created a masterclass that I'm hosting next Wednesday, the 29th. I will put the link in the comments. This is going to give you the 4 core pillars on how to overcome the overeating habits, the emotional eating, get off the diet roller coaster, and heal your relationship with food. There are 4 core pillars that I feel and that I've worked with my clients that help with this, that will change the way that you look at food, that will change the way that it will help you overcome that exhaustion and that struggle and that hating food and hating your body. And it just, like, we need to have a better, especially females, we need to have a better relationship with our bodies. So this is going to happen in this masterclass. So I'm going to put the link in the comments. Sign up for it, because even if you can't make it, if you've signed up, I can send you the replay, okay? And if you don't think that maybe it's anything for you, send it to a friend. I hope that me sharing these tips with you has helped, because some people don't quite see it. I didn't see it until someone opened my eyes up to it, and they're like, have you ever examined your relationship with food and watched kind of where it's led you to? Yeah. What if you just allowed your body, and I'm kind of giving a little bit of what if you trusted your body? Because we're in this mode of if we don't do all these things, if we don't count or measure the scale or do too many cheat meals, we're never going to lose weight. But what if you trusted your body that it would do what it was supposed to? What if there were no restrictions? What if there was no diet frustration, right? What if your body just kind of responded in a positive way to how you fed it and how you cared for it? Maybe you're okay with it. Maybe you're all right with going on a new diet every January, and I think they say by February 2nd, people are done. Or what, Fat Tuesday, when is that coming? When Fat Tuesday rolls around, we're oh, we're done, we're off the wagon. Whatever you want to call it, when those punchkis come out, it's time, right? So hopefully this has helped you. This has given you some insight. Always be open-minded about this, because sometimes it's not always a diet, and there's always another way. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for hopping on, and I'll catch you later.